FC24 has officially been released to the general public after what felt like an eternity of waiting for it. And there are plenty of teams that could have started FC24 with, but there's one team in particular I think is dying to be saved. And that team is Everton, because let's be honest boys, they've been absolutely atrocious. They just about survived the Prem last year after a fantastic goal from Decore in the final game of the season. And on top of that, they've only got 1 point from their first 5 games this campaign, man. They're already relegation candidates. And don't get me wrong, Sean Dyche is a good manager, but I think I know somebody just a little bit better. So you guessed it boys, I'm becoming the new manager of Everton, and by the end of this video I'll be making them the best team in the world. So this is the starting 11 we've loaded up to with Everton, and considering their last 12 months I think EA have been very generous. Don't get me wrong, they've got some good players like Amadou Onana, their new Portuguese striker Beto, and in my opinion their best player Jordan Pickford. If it wasn't for this guy, they'd definitely been relegated last year. But looking at the age of this club, man, we've definitely got to keep that bearing in mind. This is not a young squad. And obviously Danjuma is on loan to Everton from Villarreal, which is another thing that we got to consider as well. But looking at this team overall, it's a lot better on paper than it is in real life. Now initially my objective was to just try and survive the Premier League with them, because let's be real, this season and last season that's their overall objective. But having seen the team, I definitely feel like we should push for a mid-table finish. But obviously this isn't FIFA 23 anymore, it's FC24. That means there's a couple of changes happen to career mode. The first one being we've got all of these coaches now to try and help and progress our players. Now I'll be real, I'm not too sure what I'm doing just yet. It's going to take me a good couple of times to click on what I'm actually doing. But it goes off weekly salary, and as you can see our weekly budget isn't exactly bad, so I don't think we're going to struggle to get coaches in. But looking at the left side of the screen right now, each position on the pitch has a specific amount of stars it needs, so I'm assuming once we reach that amount of stars we'll get the best out of every single player in that position. Don't get me wrong, I don't think we'll reach our ideal stars this year, but I definitely think in a couple of seasons time we'll get to that point. Now as you can see I brought in 7 coaches, but the problem is it's kind of like the youth academy, you kind of get what you're given, so every single time you go into it you got to hope for the best really. And we've also got a training plan which right now is currently bugged. Great job EA. But you've got the choice between whether you want to get the best out of them performance wise or you want them to conserve the energy. Now this for me is going to be kind of tricky. Obviously I'm not going to be playing a single game with these boys until the Champions League final, so for now I think the best course of action is just to leave it on balance so we're getting the best out of them performance wise as well as fitness wise. But one thing that's still the same, the objectives are still here to be a massive pain in our arse for 1 more year at least. But in fairness, these aren't the worst objectives in the world. I definitely think we're going to survive at least 1 season with Everton. And as for the budget, we've got 37 million to spend this year, so hopefully we can put that money to good use. But the first thing we've got to do is switch this formation around, because as you can see from a couple of players being out of position, it just doesn't work for the squad. Now this is new, we've got recommended formations for the team. Now it does say 4-2-3-1 on there, so I feel like I've got to go with that. And this is now how the team looks, and as you can see boys, it is screaming for improvement in that defence. Granted we do have Michael Keane and Godfrey, but I feel like we need somebody a bit better than them for that centre-back position. And whilst Nathan Patterson is only 21 years old, he's only 72 rated as well, so I don't think he's a good fit for that right-back position right now. So hopefully once we sort these positions out, not only will the team improve, but we'll actually reach our objective this season and gain a mid-table finish. Now the first signing I'm going to make as Everton manager is Harry Maguire. Now just hear me out, just hear me out. I actually think he'd do well at Everton. He's not getting game time at Manchester United, granted, but internationally he's actually very good for us. At the World Cup he was by a mile one of our best players. And with our defence being as shaky as it is right now, we need somebody experienced, and I think Harry Maguire is the man for the job. I can't get over this, to be fair boys. EA have gone through all this trouble to change the name of the game to FC24. They put all this new stuff management wise into career mode, but they couldn't give us new cutscenes for transfers, man. You just can't write it, can you? But we've officially made our first signing of FC24 by bringing Harry Maguire to Everton for 9.5 million. And one thing I have done is train Dele Alli to be a central attacking midfielder, because quite frankly that's his natural position instead of being a centre midfielder, and he's going to turn into a 76 rated central attacking midfielder, so that's our cam position sorted next year. And looking at the team, we've got Dele Alli in the squad now, Maguire in the team, but we certainly need a better right back, and I think I know just the player. We're going for Jordan Teze from PSV, 76 rated, only 23 years old. Now obviously PSV are in the Champions League and Everton are fighting for survival, but of all the transfers that have happened this year alone, I don't think you can say anything's unrealistic anymore. And that is officially our second transfer window done and dusted, as we brought Jordan Teze to Everton for 10 million on on the dot. And we've pretty much sorted this defence out for now, but there's one other position we need to focus on. Jack Harrison is on loan to us right now from Leeds United, and he's currently one of our best players. And I think the smartest move right now is to use the rest of our remaining budget to bring him to Everton as a permanent player. We're going to give him 10 million as a starting bid, and it looks like that's all it took, boys. We've got Jack Harrison for 10 million. But our transfer window didn't end there, as we've sent out Nathan Patterson, Jared Branthwaite, James Garner, and finally Yusuf Shemiti all out on loan. Now Yusuf Shemiti is a pretty decent prospect, 19 years old, 72 overall. He could come pretty good in a couple of seasons time. But that is officially our transfer window done, and the team now looks like this heading into season 1. And so far I think we've done a solid job. Our main priority was sorting this defence out, and that's exactly what we've done. And just remember, boys, our objective this year is to get a mid-table finish, and I think with the team we've got right now, we've definitely got what it takes to get it. But before we go any further, if you're enjoying the first video of FC24, leave this video a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. So we've just arrived in January in our first season in charge, and we are mid-table right now, 12th in the league after 20 games. That's actually pretty decent considering how poorly they're doing in real life. And our top goal scorer isn't even playing for us right now. They're on loan to bloody Brentford, 11 goals for Neil Mopai. Now that is something that definitely needs to sort itself out. Now we do have 4 mil left in our budget. Now that's not enough to bring another player in, but I definitely think we can bring a couple more coaches in. And as you can see, our defence is lacking, so we're going to need to bring in a coach for that. Now I was under the assumption that we could only have 3 coaches per position, but you can actually have more, man. There's 4 for the attacking one now. So if I buy another attacking coach, let's go with this guy, Connor Fanning. Does that open another one? Okay, are you sure you want to hire the staff member? Yeah, okay. So you can literally have as many coaches as you want. That's actually pretty sound. Okay, maybe not. We've got no more positions left to fill. I knew there was going to be a bloody catch somewhere. Okay, I messed up. It's my first time making an FC24 video. Give me a break. But with that all said and done, this is the starting 11 that's going to finish off season 1. And I've got to say, boys, there's been a decent amount of improvement. Pickford's gone up, Tarkowski's gone up, Beto's gone up. Overall, boys, I'm actually quite happy with how this team's doing so far. And we're definitely on track to getting a mid-table finish this year, so hopefully by the end of the season we'll have accomplished that objective. So we've just reached the end of season 1, and we were mid-table in the end, 11th in the league, and there's only like 5 or 6 points separating ourselves from the top 6, so next year we could definitely push for European football. And we had a great cup run, making it to the quarters of the FA Cup before getting knocked out by United. This Everton team has come on leaps and bounds this year, man. We've got a very bright future ahead with this squad. But Beto was our top goal scorer with 23 goals and 4 assists in 41 games. That isn't bad for his first time in the Prem, to be fair, is it? We wanted a mid-table finish this year, and that's exactly what we got. And on top of that, we're doing a lot better than Everton are in real life this year too. Now it's just a case of improving on this next year, bringing in better players to improve the team, and hopefully we can creep into that top 6. So we're now into season 2 with Everton, and I just want to show you how backwards some of these objectives are. Now for domestic success, it's a low priority. Bear that in mind. They want European football for season 3, and they want us to reach the quarters of the FA Cup again. Now that is kind of fair enough. But for brand exposure, which is high priority, they want us to get 7 clean sheets in home matches, man. Shouldn't that be the other way around? But looking at the starting 11, it has massively improved since last year, so we don't have to worry too much about improving it in certain positions. But we could do with a new left back, a central attacking midfielder, and maybe a new CDM. I'm happy to leave Maguire for one more season. He's 31 years old. He's not going to get any worse anytime soon anyway. But I think once we got those positions sorted, we're definitely in contention for reaching Europe this year. And funnily enough, that is exactly what our objective is, to one way or the other get European football for season 3. And as for the budget, it has slightly improved since last year. We've got 45 million to spend in season 2. So once again, we are going to have to be quite tactical with who we actually bring in. And we are going to start our transfer window by bringing in a cam, and we're bringing in Giovanni Lo Celso from the Bottle Jobs. He's 82 overall, 28 years old. I think he will massively improve our creativity in front of goal. And due to the fact he only had 12 months left on his contract, we got an absolute bargain, only having to spend 20 million on Giovanni Lo Celso. Now I've just done something I very rarely do in my rebuilds. I've sold Andre Gomes to Wolverhampton Wanderers for 11.5 million. This is because the player I want to bring in isn't as good as Andre Gomes yet, but he's definitely going to be way better than him in 2 or 3 seasons time. And the player I'm referring to is Romeo Lavia. He's 76 rated at only 20 years old. I think he will be an absolute baller for Everton. And we have made this deal real official by bringing Romeo Lavia to Everton for just 14.5 million. Now, admittedly, I missed this in the first season. Obviously, we've got the coaches, but we've also got something called tactical vision. Now, this basically dictates what kind of football you play in-game or simulated. Now, we're going kick and rush because, as you can see, all 4 of our coaches are gold when it comes to this. I'm assuming gold means good. Now, we do have 11 million left to spend, but that's not enough to bring in a left-back or any other position, so I'm going to leave the transfer window there. But that does mean the team looks like this heading into Season 2, and I'll be real with you guys, I definitely feel like as the season progresses, we'll definitely have a shot against European football this time. Obviously, Lavia and Onana will definitely have to perform well and improve overall massively, but I definitely feel like it's achievable. One thing's for certain though, I want a better finish than 11th in the league, because if we don't get that, we've just fallen backwards instead of going forwards. Well boys, we've just arrived in January once again, and you ain't gonna believe this, we're 3rd in the league after 19 games, and as it stands, we have got Champions League football for Season 3. How that's happened, I have got no idea, but I'm not exactly gonna moan about it either. And looking at the stats, I truly can't explain how we are doing so well. Nobody's got double digits in goals or assists yet. And we do have 14 million in the budget, but I don't think that amount of money is going to bring anybody of value to the team, so I'm going to leave the transfer window as it is. So this is the squad that's going to finish off Season 2, and on God, what a team this is turning into. I'm telling you boys, it's Maguire. Harry Maguire has turned Everton around this year, boys. Get him in your team. All jokes aside though, we've only got 3 players under 80 rated in the starting 11, with only a season and a half of us being in charge of Everton, man. We're doing very well so far. But let's be real boys, so far isn't good enough. We need to keep this going until the very end of Season 2, and if we do that, we've actually got Champions League football with Everton in 2 years of being in charge of them. So Season 2 is officially complete, and we've got Champions League football for Season 3, boys. We're 3rd in the league, man. What is going on? I honestly think a lot of success depends on the tactics you choose, man. Once you get the right ones, you're onto a winner. And we've officially won the FA Cup by beating Liverpool 2-0 in the... This is what I mean, man. Get your tactics right and you're sound. How have we accomplished all of that with this squad, man? Obviously, it's a good squad, but we shouldn't be getting top 4. Maybe top 6, but definitely not top 4. Man, Beto, McNeil, Harrison, Lo Celso, they all put a shift in this year, man. All in the double digits for goals and assists. I can't complain, boys, in the slightest. We've got top 4 football. We've won the FA Cup. We've got Champions League football with Everton in our 3rd year in charge of them, man. That's phenomenal. Here's hoping we get a massive boost in the budget though, because otherwise we're going to get our arses handed to us in that competition. We're now into Season 3 with Everton, and unfortunately I've had to make a big decision. I'm putting Tarkowski, Harry Maguire and Michael Keane all on the transfer list. And it's for no other reason than the fact that all 32 years old, man. Once you reach 33, 34 years of age on this game, you're definitely going to go down in overall, so I'm going to cash in on them, get as much money as possible so that we can get better centre-backs. And after selling all 3 of those players, we've got 135 million in our budget. Now that is actually a really good sum of money to spend this year. And I've just realised Maguire's gone back to United, man. That is actually jokes. Now aside from the centre-back situation we've got to sort out, there's only a couple of areas we really need to focus on. We need a better left-back than Markolenko. Now he's 78 rated and by a mile the weakest link in this team. And if we have the money left over, I'd like a better winger than Harrison. There's nothing wrong with him. I just feel like if we get a better winger, we'll do better in the Champions League. But obviously our main priority is sorting out our 2 centre-backs and a better left-back. And the first centre-back we're actually going for is Benjamin Pavard from Inter Milan. He's 84 rated at 29 years old. I'm telling you now, him and this next centre-back I'm bringing in will massively improve our defence. But believe me, boys, he wasn't cheap, as we've just had to fork out just over 40 million to bring him to Everton. And as for the next centre-back, I'm going for Presnel Kimpembe, who's also 84 rated at 29 years old. Him and Pavard together are going to be a nightmare to get past. And just like his centre-back partner Pavard, he cost us just over 40 million to bring to Everton. And just look at the back line now with Pavard and Kimpembe there. We just need a better left-back and this defence is sorted. But we've only got 47 mil in the budget. We can't afford a winger, but we can certainly bring in a left-back, and I know just who to bring in. I'm going for Destiny Udogie. He's 22 years old, 81 rated. In real life, he's killing it at Spurs, and I want him at Everton. And that is officially our transfer window complete, as we've just spent 34.7 million to bring bring Destiny Udogie over to Merseyside. And now the team looks like this heading into Season 3, and I've got to say, boys, I'm very confident on what we can actually accomplish this year. Last season we got a top 4 finish and also won the FA Cup with a weaker squad than this, so who knows what we can do this time. But we've got an early opportunity of silverware as we're in the Community Shield final against Manchester City. Now that team, oh my god. Yeah, there's a reason they won the league last year. Doesn't matter though, we're going to get into it. Oh my god. Wow, we've just got absolutely destroyed. But for the first time in FC 24, we're in the Champions League. We're in Group D alongside Atletico Sporting and Dynamo Kiev. Now, after the absolute hammering we've just suffered against City, I'm not getting my hopes up to top the group, but I definitely don't want to go to the Europa League. I'd like us to finish second and go through to the knockouts. Well, boys, we're once again halfway through the season, and Everton are killing it, man. 4th in the league, man. And to be fair, there's a chance that we could get a second place finish this year too. But more importantly, we've made it through the group stage by finishing second in Group D, and we are through to the knockouts. And it's easy to see why Beto and Harrison are putting a right shift in this time. I can't believe I actually wanted to replace Harrison, man. I feel actually annoyed at myself that I made that call. And we do have 12 million in the budget, but realistically, we're not improving the team with that money, so I'm just going to leave it. But this is the starting 11 going into the Champions League knockouts, and I honestly am very confident on how we're going to do. Every single person in this starting 11 is happy, they're fit, they're fresh, and honest to God, I don't really care who we come up against. We'll give any team a really good go. And just look who we're playing first, man. Barcelona, that team, yeah, we're definitely going to struggle against these guys. I mean, we'll certainly give them a game, but whether that game will be competitive... Oh, okay! We beat them too. Okay, I did not expect to beat them in the first leg, but that is a massive result. A draw in the second leg will literally put us through to the quarterfinals. It's just a matter of whether we can... Oh my god! We've just knocked out Barcelona. I know I said we'll give any team a good game, but I did not expect to beat Barcelona. Boys, we go from one Spanish giant to the next, Real Madrid, and arguably that team is even better than Barcelona's, for God's sake. We did beat Barcelona, but as you can see, the team is getting a bit fatigued. What's going to happen in... How are we doing this? How are we actually doing this? 3-2, we beat them at Goodison Park. We've got a chance to not only knock out Barcelona, but Real Madrid in the same competition. We're back for the second leg. The team is ready. There's hardly any fatigue. We're going to quick sim it, and hopefully we will... Oh my god, we're in the semi-final. Boys... This is actually mental. How are we doing this? We've got past Barca, we've got past Real Madrid. Now it's Monaco in the semi-final. Now, I'm not being funny. If we lose against these guys now, that would be the most Godwin thing to ever happen. Everybody's fresh. Everybody's happy. We're going to get into this game. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff. It's a 1-1 draw. We concede early on, but Teze gets a late equaliser, and it goes to the second leg. We are at home this time, but a lot of our players are quite fatigued for the second leg, man. I'm not liking this. What's the result? Oh, my God. Okay, that's new. I've never seen a 4-1 penalty shootout win before, but I guess it's a new game, it's a new FIFA, well, it's not even FIFA anymore, but we have beaten AS Monaco, and we are in the Champions League final now, our very first attempt. And that's where we'll be facing PSG. It looks like, once again, PSG are definitely going to be the team to beat in this game. But in the Premier League, we've once again got top 4 football, and we are once again in the Champions League next year, regardless of the result against PSG. And we once again made it to the FA Cup final, only losing 2-1 to Chelsea in the end, man. That would have been sick going back-to-back in the FA Cup. But these stats, 33 and 5 for Beto, 25 and 10 for Harrison, 20 and 5 for McNeil, and 14 and 15 for Lo Celso. Our attackers definitely know where that goal is, don't they? Oh, Kimpembe, you bloody moron, man. How are you going to get suspended in the final? We do have Godfrey to replace him with, but a 78 rated player in place of an 85 rated player definitely doesn't fill me with confidence. Ain't gonna lie though, boys, I think if you nail the coaching system and you nail the tactics just right, I think that you can have a very good time on this game. These coaches, for example, actually have a direct impact on the pace of growth and how much your players can grow as well. And Beto growing to 89 rated, I think that's kind of proof in the pudding that that stuff actually works when you get it right. And so far, we've done fantastic with Everton. We've won the FA Cup, got back-to-back top 4 finishes, and now we've got the chance to actually win the Champions League in our first attempt in that competition. But whether or not we're going to be able to do it is a different story. This is my first game playing FC 24, so, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. I won't lie to you, less than 10 minutes into this game's gone, and oh my god, that is atrocious. 10 minutes into this game, and the gameplay feels like we've gone backwards 5 years. Every player turns like a bleeding truck and you can't move. Honestly, I think they've made great strides with the menu side of career mode. The gameplay side is genuinely atrocious at the minute. Dogi's in behind. Okay, this is decent. We can get a goal back here if we play a card. Come on, man. I reckon a T-Rex has got more mobility than my players right now. It is actually mental how bad the gameplay is. Oh my god. Why is it not letting me... It's not letting me change my players now. This, honestly, like I say, the menu is brilliant. Like, the strides that they've made in the menu is fantastic, but gameplay is... Right, Harrison's on the ball. I see that run from Beto. Can we make it to him? No, we can't. Lo Celso's getting picked up instead. We get it back to Harrison, though. This is decent. First goal.
Denied.
Come on. Donnarumma, you're a... I won't lie to you, boys. That first off, I felt was quite even. It's just my keeper can't save, and Donnarumma can. That's literally the only difference. Okay, can we make a move? There we go. Dwight McNeil is in. Okay, this is decent. Please. Nope. Oh, no, you're taking the piss. You are taking the mick right now, aren't you? Destiny Udogi's on the ball now. Okay, this is decent. Okay, we got a chance here. Get it back to Udogi. Okay. Please, Udogi, don't let me down here. Cross, sweat, bang, get in. We are 2-1 and we've got a slight chance of getting back in this game now. One thing is very evident from that attack. Pace is absolutely crucial in this game, so make sure you buy some speedy players. Giovanni Lo Celso. Oh, that's a good ball to McNeil. He's actually leaving the defenders for dead as well. Oh my god, please. Can we make this? Please. Oh my god, we've done it! We have got the 2 goals back. It is 2-2 on the night, and there's a serious chance now that we could win this. Oh no, don't you dare. It's over the allocated amount of extra time. If we concede here, it is... No. Oh my god, but... I couldn't have had an easy match for the first game of FC24, could I? It had to be PS bloody G, didn't it? We can't let Mbappe score, man. We just can't let Mbappe... We can't let PSG score, for God's sake. Why is it always extra time when PSG decide they want a goal? They're going to go short on the corner. Simons takes it to Lee Kang-in. This is not good. Oh my god, what a tackle. Right, just get it out and we'll take the penalties. We'll take the... Oh my god, my heart is in my mouth. Okay, first up is going to be Mbappe. We're going to go right and Pickford saves. That is absolutely crucial. Why is it telling me I'll take a penalty? I know how to take a penalty. Beto, we're going to go top left. Don't let me down, mate. Oh, come on. Beautiful start. We save one, we score one. Lee Kang-in. We're going to go... Oh my god! Giovanni Lo Celso, we're going to go top left once again.
Nope.
Shite. Batterina is going to go top right. Oh my god, there's no way. We've saved 3 in a row. Harrison, we're going to go straight down middle. We're going to go straight down... Donnarumma's doing me head in. Simons is going to go right... Oh my god, we've just saved all 4... Oh my god, this could be the maddest penalty shootout ever. If we score this... We have saved every single penalty PSG have taken, and we are going to win 2-0. Oh my god! Oh my god, I can't believe we've just done that. We have won our very first Champions League in FC24 in a penalty shootout by saving every single freaking penalty the opposing team has actually had. I'll be real though, the improvements that they've made in the menus of career mode, phenomenal. I genuinely cannot complain at a single thing. The gameplay is absolutely shit though. Every single player turns like a tractor. But above all else, it's taken us 3 seasons to turn Everton from a relegation candidate in the Prem to the Champions League winners. And if you did enjoy that video, make sure you click somewhere here to hit that subscribe button on both my main and second channel, and make sure you hit that like button for more videos just like this.